I am down at Santa Monica Beach. It's a little foggy out today, but I've been getting a lot of comments. I made a video about this before, but thought I'd make another one just about what I have on my bike as far as upgrades and modifications to my Honda CRF300L. And I'll have some of this stuff linked down below, so if you want to pick it up, feel free to go down there. I do get a small commission off it. I'm also going to go over why I purchased what I did and kind of the thought of why I got that part specifically as well. So let's start off with the wheels, because that was one of the things I swapped out. This is the front one for it. I have the front and back. These are called the Tusk D Sports. These are a really popular tire. A lot of people use these. The back is a little beefier. It's definitely more of an off-road oriented tire, but does well on road because it's got a hard carcass to it. They're basically remodeled after, I believe, the Dunlop 606s. So I didn't have the money to throw down on those, and doing a mix of road riding and off-road, and mainly road. I've probably done about 1,000 miles on these, and they really haven't worn down at all. A mix of like road and off-road, and just went with those because everyone said they liked them. They say this front tire washes out a little bit. I personally have not had any issue. I had slick tires on this before from the guy I bought it, and I feel like they grip really well. So if anyone else has these tires and feels like it washed out, comment down below and kind of give your experience with it. But so far for me, they've been really good. The other thing that I bought, as you can see, is I replaced the radiator guard. This is the Flatlands Racing radiator guard. It has a brace that goes onto the side too, so if you hit the side or if you hit the front, it won't crack your radiator or crush that. I went with that over plastic, obviously, just because I want something heavy duty. I've already dropped this bike a bunch and just didn't want to worry about that. And it's already paid for itself basically with a few drops and hits I've done with it. Another product by Tusk is these hand guards and wraparound bars. As you can see, let me go on the other one, it's a little easier to see. Protects the front with your hand. There's a bar here, but this bar fully wraps around to the ends here. The reason I wanted to specifically have that is when the bike falls over, it's protecting all my levers, which once again is paid for itself, and reinforces the bar a little bit. Now these don't fit on the stock bars. You have to get aftermarket bars to do this. I have aftermarket bars, once again by Tusk. I think they're the high bend Chubbs or whatever. I think Chubb high bend or something like that. And so it's a little thicker bar, so you have to replace the clamp to the universal clamps before you can put these on. And the reason I did that is the stock bars, from what I understand, is if they drop, they have a high chance of bending or breaking. I didn't want to worry about that. I wanted to have my hands fully protected, have these on here, and I've dropped this thing now 20 times or so and have no issues with anything up here. Nothing's been damaged. These have held in place and really served their purpose here. I changed the grips because I had to. So I got I think they're called pillow top or pillow tape grips on there as well. And I like them. I mean, there's a little more grippy for a little softer rubber than I think what originally came on the bike here. If we move a little lower again, I have the Acerbis or however you say it, frame guard, just so my boots aren't scraping up this metal right here. I guess you'll wear a lot of the paint off and then it can rust right there. So I just slapped these on there so I wouldn't have to worry about it. And so far, protecting it, not even really bad rub marks on these. The reason I was going with plastic too is they do other ones, they have tapes. One, it was just easy and cheap. There's rubber bands that basically hold this on and a few screws for the other side. Let me go over here real quick. Right here, this one has screws that holds it down over here. It protects a little bit of this. This is still exposed to a degree, but it definitely has protected any rubbing or any side injury on that aspect there, and protects over here as well, so no complaints with that. And then the other upgrade that I've done so far is this is the AXP Racing or AXP Bash Guard, and I went with plastic opposed to metal for a few different reasons. And I have the link guard, as you can see down here as well, just protect the link system. It's an extension off of this, so it's two separate pieces. I went with plastic over metal for a few reasons. One, it saves weight, and the main reason is it doesn't make any noise. Like, this thing is dead silent when I'm riding. There's no like rubbing or pinging and rattling and stuff. And the other thing that I found just from doing some research with the plastic is apparently if you're going over stuff or rocks or like logs or whatever, I need to clean this up, I haven't washed the bike in a bit, it slides better. So if you're kind of constantly bottoming out or going over stuff, which honestly I'm not, but I have had a few times where I've had to, the plastic slides a lot better. As far as other stuff that's been done to the bike that I didn't do, the guy that I bought it from originally changed the exhaust. I think he pulled out the spark arrestor, added a little bit bigger tube just to make it a little deeper and have a little bit better airflow as far as coming out. Exhaust wise, definitely sounds a little deeper and sounds a little better, but not like all the way as if you did a full mod as far as changing the exhaust. And then he made this rack as well that went on it, which is actually pretty useful. And I put some stuff back there in motorcycle camping trips. As far as other upgrades that I would do to the bike, I'm pretty content. I'm a beginner to kind of intermediate rider. So the only thing at this point, which hasn't been limiting for me yet, would be changing the back and front suspension. They are soft, like everyone knows who buys these bikes. You definitely can compress them and bottom out. Like I said, for me, I'm not the best rider in the world and I'm not hitting the craziest stuff, and I haven't personally felt limited by any of that, but I do know that for most people that's like the biggest complaint about it. But if you're someone who's, like I said, in the beginner kind of to early intermediate range, I don't think you're gonna have a problem with it unless you're a heavier rider. I weigh about 160 pounds, so for me it hasn't been an issue. If you're weighing a little bit more, it may be. But yeah, these are just some of the upgrades and stuff I've made to the bike. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments. If you have any input on some of the parts I have or alternative parts, throw them down there as well. And I hope this helps some of you guys out. And until next time, keep on riding.